I'm a fucking idiot. I've been talking for like the past 7 minutes. So let me see if I can do a recap. I was talking about what I was doing earlier. Oh no, all right. So Josh's birthday was yesterday, and his birthday yesterday being March 1st. I'm pretty sure right now is the 3rd, but I haven't gone to sleep yet, so it's still the second to me. So it was yesterday, and we ended up watching A Quiet Place. It was a movie that a lot of people have talked a lot about, and I was like, I better go check this out before, like, why not? If everybody else is talking about it, why don't I, try to experience it a little bit? Um, so we watched that, and Zach was over. I got Zach to come over, considering that for the guys' night out, it's always been us three. As much as I tried to add other people, it's always been a constant me, Josh, and Zach. If anybody else comes after, like oh, it would be cool if so and so came. It was always an afterthought. It was always automatically me, Josh, Zach, and we just haven't had any Marvel movies to watch, any good movies to watch, any Star Wars movies to watch, anything of a certain franchise that we have. Just nothing really caught our eye on that one. Not yet, anyway. All the other stuff is coming later. Um, so we ended up watching A Quiet Place, which wasn't that bad. I actually liked the movie. It was pretty. I think it was very well done. Something fresh. So I like that. I bought the booze. Zach picked them up. I didn't drink anything. And it wasn't anything. It was like Mike's Hard Lemonade. I had like one bottle of that. Not much of anything at all. Actually, I think I had one. Yeah, I had exactly one bottle because it was after the movie, and it was whenever we were toasting each other. I was like, "Hey, it's been a pretty rough year. A lot of crap has happened, but we all managed to stay friends, and we all managed to like stay in each other's lives. So that's the this speech sounded a lot better. But I was also like kind of like extremely tired, and I'm like, let's speak from the heart, and let's speak true, and let's speak right now. So I said it. Josh was like, yeah, I really do appreciate through everything you guys have been around, and you guys have stuck around. And a lot of people, and this is not something he said. What I'm going to say is not something that he said, but people were like, oh, why do you celebrate Josh's birthday? Why even his friends? Yada yada yada. And I'm like, well, because, and well, there's a lot of different reasons. There's a lot of different reasons, and honestly, most of them are not really, I guess, the best reason. Like there are a couple good reasons why we are friends, but like to some people, some of the reasons I have might not be good enough. Um, but one of the main reasons that I always kind of support Josh, and you can ask Sue, you can ask Chuck, anybody else in the entire household. And when it comes to Josh, I'm always the one kind of sticking up, like, hey, it's not that bad. Hey, think learning progress. I'm sticking up for him, even when he pisses me off. Like he's still my friend, and one of the memories that I always tend to go back to is in this household, whenever there's a birthday, they have a cake for the person who's having the birthday and cupcakes for everybody else. It's an actual, ceremony, celebration, what have you, what have you. I've been here since 2015 and I haven't had one. Not one. I think I got really, really mad last year because I'm like, Josh had one, and no one liked Josh. Everybody was all pissed off at Josh around that time, but he still got a cake and cupcakes and everything else. I'm like, I bust my ass on a regular basis and do this, and it wasn't like they forgot. They just don't. They claim, oh, we just don't know, and I'm like, I tend to put something on the calendar. I tend to give little hints, but like I was more kind of disappointed that Sue really just had no idea. Even though every year I tell her like, hey, like, yeah, you missed my birthday again. Yeah, really? When was it? June 12th. Okay, I remember that next year. And it's like, but Josh, I don't have to remind him. Like, it's not something that, like, he doesn't have a calendar. Matter of fact, I said this before. I learned how to turn on the stream. Um, that Josh is the equivalent of, like, ever see those movies that, like, the one main character has that one friend that like sleeps on the couch kind of thing. That's kind of Josh right now, and people were like, "Oh, why are you friends with that person?" Well, because when everybody else kind of forgets, or when everybody else tends to like be superficial or fake, or like when everybody else lets me down, he tends to be that one person that kind of gives me hope that like, okay, well, not everybody is like worthless. Maybe it's a small reason, maybe it's a dumb reason, but it's the reason why I kind of smile. I'm like, this is one of the reasons why I kind of stick by him when everybody else is kind of like, they're ready to roast Josh. I'm like, he's still my buddy, and I'm gonna stick up for him. And you can ask anybody in this household, like, when it comes to sticking up for Josh, I'm usually that guy. But then again, I've always been the guy that sticks up for the underdog. But I guess sometimes it doesn't always pan out. But like, I do kind of like go, hey, give people a chance. Anyway, that was yesterday, and I was gonna record yesterday, but we did the toast. We clanked drinks. I drank Mike's hard lemonade, downed it, and I'm like, I'm going to bed now. That's it. It was a good movie, good times. See you guys later. Happy ending your birthday. And I came upstairs and I kind of just went straight to bed. What else is there to really talk about? I'm beginning to believe that I don't want to be around Nakoma. My little sister, like, it's one of those things where like I want to keep my distance tremendously from her. Like, first of all, she's a teenager, drama, all that stuff, and we used to be so close, so freaking close. But just certain recent events, I do not know where she stands, and even though I have let her down, even to things that she's not even aware of, I have let her down, and I've been like, I'm gonna do my best to protect her. But how can I protect someone whose values of right and wrong don't line up? You can't make somebody believe in something. You can't make somebody, like, if someone believes, okay, well, A plus B equals 12, even though A plus B equals C, I could tell them A plus B equals C all day long. But if they believe that no matter what A is, no matter what B is, it will always equal 12, I can't change that. That's that person's mentality. And it just it broke my heart today when I was trying to talk to her about something, and it was just like, I was like, I don't understand. I don't understand why this is the way it is right now, and it's all on you right now to help me understand that. And like, I know she's still like 13 or whatever, but like, it's a choice that she's making, and she doesn't have an answer for me. So what can I really do with that? Most people, honestly, most people tell me why. They're always asking, why am I still here? And sadly enough, I think I have one less reason to be around, which is kind of sad. I still care about her. She's still my little sister. I just don't know what to do. That's been bugging me for the past couple of hours. Luckily, I have Kitty to keep me like more or less straight. Kitty's like one of my only friends that I actually game with. Um, I talk to her not really about anything like particularly like serious, but like she go like, if I'm like, hey, I'm being manic right now, just tell me that I'm real, tell me that you're real, and tell me that like that like our friendship means something. And like she's like, yeah, like, yeah, we got that. It's kind of like the connection that I had with Kay back in the day. I don't talk to, well, Kay doesn't talk to me. Sometimes I'll drop her like a novel chapter worth of stuff, like, hey, this is what's going on in my life, thinking about the old times and everything else like that, and I'll send that out to Kay, and she's still active on Facebook and everything else like that, but you know, I don't really expect her to reply back, and she doesn't. Busy with her own life, I'm sure, but I'm sure it is one of those like, I'm the only one holding on. Like if I disappeared tomorrow, I'm pretty sure she probably wouldn't even notice or care if she did notice. I know that a lot of people have like a negative idea of who I am because of who I was. It doesn't make any sense because like Kay was always there when I was the person who I was. It was after the incident of 2014 with Xavier's mom that things just went straight sideways and upside down and rock bottom and below. And it sucks. But when she had her daughter, I was like, that'd be so awesome if I could be like the godfather. Even though I wasn't really religious, I still wanted to be like, yeah, I'm gonna be your Uncle Nick, cause not really your uncle. But friendships die. This last week was kind of hard, especially the 29th. I really didn't want to acknowledge the 29th. As a matter of fact, I was ready to celebrate Josh's birthday Friday, like Friday night into Saturday, because I was like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be the first on Saturday, and it's like, no, it's the first on Sunday. I'm like, shit, that's right, there's a freaking day. Luckily for me, I was working. Been working at Magnum, doing the board upping thing for about last weekend was the third weekend. This is the last weekend. I'll be doing that until the next sporting event where no one else wants to do it. Me and Vincent. He doesn't want to be called Vincent anymore, but like, he's always gonna be Vincent to me because he was only Vincent to me, and he's always like, yeah, you're like the last dude they call. They call dude one, dude two, chick D, the janitor can't come in, the construction guy across the road got other things to do. The boss is like, several states away. The boss's missus is, she got other things. Like, you're the last person on the list. And at the same time, I'm also like the only person on the list because everybody else is always going to be like, no, I don't want to do it. And this is like, it's not like a couple hours. I think Saturday, if I got the numbers right here, um, honestly, I thought like this coming week I was only going to work Thursday morning. I said I wasn't going to do Thursday evening because that's when I have visitation, and I'm tired of always missing that, or something always being in the way of that. So I said I wasn't going to do that, but I'm going to do Thursday morning, and then Friday I thought that ended at 6, but apparently that ends at 10. And then the next, like, it starts at 9, it ends at 10. 9 a.m. It ends at 10 p.m. So that's like a whole day thing. And then on Saturday, which I didn't think was a day until Craven messaged me like, hey, we can still count on you all 3 days, right? I'm like, 3 days? I thought it was 2 days. Like, no, Saturday's a day. And that's 1:45 to 5:15. And this weekend was the weekend I was gonna hang up with Donna. Donna is this girl from, I don't really know her as well as I know other people. I knew her through Xavier's mother, my ex-wife, and whenever everything went down, they had fallen out because of how Xavier's mother did things, and especially how she did things. But more recently, I've been, dropping text. I was like, hey, how you doing? How's everything? How's your daughter? How's your life? She's going through her own divorce right now. Matter of fact, she's celebrating it this weekend, which is where I wanted to be. But now that I'm working virtually all afternoon down at Magnum, I'm not sure I'll be able to make it. I don't know. The thing with Donna though is like, I don't know. I realize most of my friendships happen to be like I text a lot. I don't really call people because it's kind of like, I'm just hearing you breathe while I'm trying to formulate what I'm trying to, like, an idea to verbally communicate with you what I'm thinking or feeling. Where with Texas, I had time to kind of like, okay, all right, they said this, I can read through that. They said exactly this. Okay, then that means my reply is gonna be, and I can able to like work it out. Um, so and that has also been a problem with some people in the past where like they wanted me to have like a constant back and forth. I'm like, I usually don't do that because I don't have time to do that usually. Usually like heck, even I want to say 3 days ago, I was playing on the Xbox, working on the video here on the computer, while I was playing on the Switch, trying to make the thumbnail as I was texting people because I apparently I cannot do one thing at a time, and it's not just me. It's one of those things like there's like timeshare with a DID and everything else like that. Everybody gets like a certain um time, I guess. You know, they each kind of get their little section, and I'm sure in my mind, I'm if I was talking to Drew, my therapist, about this, he'd be like, "Oh, well, who gets what?" Well, I was working on the video because I have actual decent knowledge on that, but Simon knows more of the technical stuff. I was trying to do the actual making the thumbnail because that seems pretty easy enough for me to do. Michael was playing the Xbox, the bias was on the Switch, and James was texting people. So like it's just like a constant like a lot of things are just happening. Um, but yeah, like I'm just always constantly dot 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 dot. So like some people go like, oh, oh you're not replying. Okay, good night. I'm like, well, what? No, no, I'm gonna reply. Just give me some time to get to it. Some people will say good night, like after sending 5 messages back to back. I'm like, oh, you're not replying. I'm like, well, because I got shit to do. I'm doing shit. Um, but like with Donna, it's kind of like I'll message her and I probably won't hear from her for a few hours, and it's just like I need to be patient and not try to push things because like every time I try to go like, hey, what's up, what's going on? Like, oh, nothing, life, life's what's going on. So like I have to be understanding. I'm trying to be, and I'm trying to actually form a decently good friendship with somebody who's actually like an actual physical person who I can eventually like hang out with. Um, there was Natasha who lives only a couple blocks away, but Natasha has her own thing. And Natasha has a tendency of saying, yeah, 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 yeah. Let's do that. Matter of fact, I remember this one time. Um, Natasha was telling me that she's trying to get a lawyer so that she can find a way to talk to her kids. And but the lawyer said something like the lawyer's like, oh yeah, you're too poor for to be working to even try to hire us right now. I'm like, shit. That's not the exact word. I don't remember the exact wording, but the way that the way that she told me they said, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. So I called him up, and I even made a video about it. I called him up. I'm like, yeah, hello, I am Natasha's brother. Yeah, I lied. And she just told me that you guys told her that you're not gonna take her case because she don't make enough. And the woman who I talked to, both the receptionist and the lawyer, um, they were like, "Yeah, I'm looking through the schedule here. There was no one here, like no one called by that name. No one even has an interview with us by that name or a constellation of any sorts." I'm like, oh, okay, Natasha lies. Gotcha. And it's just kind of like slightly disappointing. I keep moving it but at the same time, my room's a mess, and I don't exactly want my room to be all that. um, there we go. I need to clean up my room. I do. Um, but like I said, I'm not even sure I said it in this video, but like previously, it's just been really hard for me to be motivated enough to like do anything. A lot of times I'm trying to like just get the the push to get out of bed again. It's like it might be like the fact that yesterday it was snowing, now it's 50. Well, not now, but like today the high was 50. So like it's the weather's being wonky again, and my body's like, stop. And I'm like, I'm not doing it. Um, so I'm trying my best to kind of push myself to do things. This past weekend I actually was able to. I missed a day. I think I missed Saturday because I wasn't able to get the video for Second Chance Gaming up in time. So I did one for Sunday and did another one Monday, but I haven't promoted it yet, so I don't think I have any views on it. Um, I know that no matter how many times I tell Sue, Nicole, or anybody else who claims that they give a shit, that oh yeah, I do it every weekend, they don't ever check it. So like I know that there are people who tell me like, oh yeah, I do this and I do that. I'm like, oh okay, I'll check your stuff out. If I say it, I mean it. I don't like it when people say, yeah, I'll do something and then they don't do it. I mean, it's especially when it comes to like to things that they tell me. I'm like, you don't have to lie to me. If you're not gonna do it, then there's no reason for you to say, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get on top of that." You can count on me. I'm your buddy, and it gets annoying after a while. But I did that this weekend. Two on top of the broadcast for like 10 to 12 hours. I got my check for the last couple weeks that I did for Magnum. Um, but when I encountered Michael the boss, he seemed very distraught. He was like, "Hey, but I don't got no money. We're broke." Like I'm like, "Does that mean I'm not getting paid?" He's like, "No one's getting paid, buddy." And I'm like, and I'm sitting in the studio going, "Should I even be here? Should I get into my car and just go home?" And I'm like, you know what? No, because I'm a man of my word, and I said I would do this. I'm gonna complete my end of the bargain because it's what I do. But after that, I'm done, especially if I'm not getting a paycheck. And then later on, the Michael's wife Diana came down and like, "Oh, look, here's your check." And I'm like, "Oh, am I the only one getting a check?" Like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's Chuck getting a check. And she's like, "Well, that's between Chuck and Michael." And I'm like, I can't accept that. And I said that because I knew if I come back home with his check and Chuck does not have his check, it's gonna seem he's not gonna push it on me that it's my fault that I got a check, but I'm gonna feel the animosity that, oh, you got a check but I didn't get a check. I'm like, and Diana's like, well, he hasn't worked here for a while, but like from my understanding, it's like previous checks when he did work there. The reason he doesn't work there anymore because they were kind of flimsy on the check thing. But it's like whatever. Well, for me, but at the same time, I didn't want to come back with a check, and I don't have anything for like to bring back to him, like because I was already there. There's no point for him. We both live in the same household. We both go down there looking for a check. We just raised two people's gas rather than just one. So I was like, I don't want to take this. I really don't want to take this. He's like, Nick, you don't gotta tell nobody. Just take the check and do what you earned this. You worked for it. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So I took it, and I even told BB because she had a tablet for me that like she's selling for like $60. Two tablets actually, and I'm like, I wouldn't mind a tablet. That way, when I'm not home or when I'm not directly in my room, I could pull up my tablet and kind of work from a distance. I could do a video editing from a distance and like figure that stuff out. And I was like, okay, well I'm gonna do that. But like I got home and he's like, hey buddy, did Michael have anything for me? I'm like, no, he said he was broke. And like there's a part of me like I could just say that I don't have a check. I'm like, but then my mind goes, I'm currently living separately, but on this ship right now. So if the ship goes down, regardless of how separate I try to create myself within the ship, I will also go down with the ship. It's not like he's spending money on like drugs, booze, or hookers. He's paying bills, and if if your employer doesn't pay you, you're short. I'm like, look, I got this check. Will this check help you guys out at all? And he goes, yeah, it would probably help us out a little bit. It's not as big as that can possibly support like a ship, but they would definitely help us out with a couple of things. I'm like, all right, here you go. And even now, I'm kind of like, like it's not even that like I regret it because I don't regret helping out because it's you know like I said, I'm part of the ship even though I live separately. you know I don't ask any of them really. I take care of my own rides. Sue's nice enough to help me, like she whenever they have a meal they share it with me. I can make my own food. I do it on a regular basis. um but they don't pay any of my bills. I pay all those. They don't transport me anywhere. I do all that. Matter of fact, if anything else, I help them out with their stuff a lot. But but to me, it's like I care about these people because when no one else cared, kind of like the same scenario with Josh. Like when other people kind of drop the ball, or whenever I was in a situation, rather let me say it rather, when I was in a situation where the people who I thought was going to help me weren't. Um, they were there to like, hey, you know, we'll help you here. So I can't be mad about that. I can't like be like about that. Um, and then I know it seems kind of weird that I just mentioned the fact that no one else in the household remembers my birthday, but Josh does. But at the same time, Sue has done her best to kind of be there. the best way that she knows how. And I just talked about Nakoma too, and the situation going on there. It doesn't mean I don't care. It doesn't mean that I don't have love for these people who I spent a majority of the past 5 years with. I have tremendous love for them and tremendous respect for them. And we've been through a lot, all of us have. So what kind of person would I be if I said, yeah, go screw yourself? Maybe a human, maybe. But maybe I want to be more than just that, you know? I don't know. Let's see what notes I have here. Misty. Misty used to be my older assistant. She has since she stopped becoming my since she stopped being my assistant, she got a new job. She actually is supporting herself, which is pretty good. She's living with her stepmother. I'm proud of her for being able to have a job and keep it. And she actually paid off all of her a particular fine, and she paid it all off. I'm like, that's awesome. That's great. You should go celebrate. But once again, it was one of those things like like is I wasn't really part of that, so it was kind of like yeah, congratulations, and I just kind of stepped back, but I still kind of like bug her every now and again, like, hey, you're still alive, right? You still doing what you gotta do, you and your son and all that. So I still bug her about that. I still need to send that piece of paper. I don't know what it is about this. Every other thing that I do, I tend to do on point. But when it comes to this court paper stuff, I am terrible. Like, it's one of those things. Like, I'm like, I could, I'll do that in like an hour. An hour comes by. I'm like, oh man, it slipped my mind. Oh, the next day comes on. Oh, it slipped my mind. I'll do it today sometime, and it'll slip my mind again. And tomorrow, if I don't get it done by tomorrow, when A comes over, um, Wednesday. Nate comes over Wednesday. Um, she's probably gonna make me do it. And I'm gonna be like, okay, here it is, boom, done. And it's just like I just need to send something out, and I think it's something that can be done. So I'm hoping that it can be done. Um, I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow, though. I'm gonna try to send it out. Tomorrow I actually have a meeting with service access management. We're gonna talk about my finances. Not exactly like I wanted to get a financial advisor to look over my finances, so I figured that I have somebody kind of look over and like, okay, how am I doing on it? What, if I want to do this, if I want to do that, how do I go about doing that? So I think there's no harm in having somebody consult on my own finances. So I have that happening tomorrow, which is I guess today in the next 12 hours. Um, Last Tuesday, went to the food bank with Josh to get him food and get some of the household food here. Because I go down there pursuing Chuck since Chuck was, I think he was away, and actually he was. Why don't I have that it came back sometime? I don't have it on my notes here, but like Sue didn't have a car. I had a car, so like I drove Josh down, and I'm like, hey, I'm here for Sue, Chuck, and the family there, and Josh is here for himself. So we got food for that. Um, I saw Drew last week, and that was an interesting conversation. But I have a feeling like I was talking. It's like okay, that's all the time we have. And I looked at the clock. I'm like, I came here at 1 o'clock. It is like 1:33. I technically have 15 minutes, but if you're not gonna give a shit, sure, give me. I'll sign whatever because I guess there's no reason why I do this, so I just kind of get things off my chest, kind of thing. The reason I have Drew as a therapist in that case is because I need something to kind of talk about my day to day stuff, to talk about my mental stability. How am I holding things together? Um, and honestly, if he feels that, like, okay, we can cut the session short, that either means that he feels that, okay, well, I'm okay, it's not something for me to worry about, or he doesn't give a shit. I'm gonna lean towards the I hope that he thinks I'm okay. At least I'm doing like decently good stuff. Um, I told you guys about the Detroit Become Human. Okay, so in Detroit Become Human this weekend, the one episode that kind of stuck out. I think last time I did this week update, I talked about the whole I shot the deviant that was gonna start a massacre, and it made me feel. I understand that Detroit Become Human is a parallel discussion between. It says androids, but it's really parallel to the civil rights movement, so African Americans. So I was able to let the first android go, insert whatever, and the second android was a female who was in love with another female, and they just didn't want to be abusers at their strip club, which makes sense. Granted, I still would have been like, one of you's going to jail, and it's preferably the person that killed the human back there. But the game didn't give me that choice, and they left. And this one, it was one of those like the android disabled me, took out my heart, my android heart, and I'm like dying, and I'm struggling for my life, and I get my heart, put it back in my chest, run out to the hallway, stop that android, and he sees me he pushes a guy with an assault rifle, a police officer, grabs the assault rifle. I see my partner to my left and another agent to my right, so I grab the other agent's gun and open fire on the android about to open fire on the rest of the humans in the at the crime scene. And I'm like, crap, I wanted to bring him in alive. I wanted to not fuck up another deviant being the word for androids to think for themselves. Another deviant apprehension. But I really I screwed the goose pretty hard on that one. And but Hank's like, you saved a lot of lives today. You saved my life today. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Damn it. Like I wanted to stop him, but at the same time I like damn it. So the next day I had not there, I like you had to do something and you acted upon that thought. Granted, it might you might feel like, oh, there could have been a better way to do it. You still did the best that you could with everything that was going on. So just who you are. You've always thought that. And I'm like, well shit. Well, that session, um, they brought back a project. A apparently was talking about like, oh, there's another persona kind of by the name of Null, and I remember that from Project Null. Um, way back in the day, a project that Simon was working on that ended up being way too dangerous. Not because Null itself was dangerous, but because of how other entities could use Null in a negative form. So, from what I understand, that project was shut down, but still used in small increments, kind of thing. With proper supervision and everything else like that. And me being the director of security at United Separation, you know, I'm aware, but I didn't think it was something worth getting into because it's kind of classified, kind of thing. And here I am talking about it, but the reason I'm talking about it because it's already kind of out with with a net with um sorry, A being Alicia. So Simon knows, and he wasn't all too happy about it, but he's like, we'll fucking deal with these Toeians. His usual attitude when it comes to Toeians. Um, what else do I have here? Um, that's it. No, I'm looking at it right now. Like it's small stuff, like oh, Sue used grandma's Rachel's car rather than my own because I was at the specialist Annette's. And then after that, I had to go to do the board up at Port Matilda, so I couldn't transport Sue and Nakuma to their appointments. I didn't call the credit association services because I don't have the money. I will. I will. I'm either gonna get paid back for the money that I gave Chuck, or I'm going to get my next check paycheck and see what I can do to be able to open a bank account and have money just kind of like put there for them to take out. But I'm good financially. Like before that paycheck, I already took care of my financial responsibilities. Everything that I need to pay for is paid for, and I even have some extra cash on the side to take care of a couple like daily things like food expenses, gas expenses, car repair, that kind of stuff. Actually, no, not car repair. Car repair was actually going to be taken care of by the check, but it's nothing anything major. I I have windshield wipers, but I want new ones, so I was gonna get new ones, and I was gonna see if I can potentially get a um either something for the interior or something for the exterior. I'm not entirely sure yet. So since I wasn't even really a thought out plan is not really anything I should be concerned about. But what else is there? I did the actually I didn't write that down. I actually finished the game, the 1 month, one game 1 month goal that I have for 20 goals 20. The game I finished was Fallout 5, which was a great game. It's a great game to play. It's so fun. It's a game that Danny got me, and I really, really enjoyed the game. But it's sad because it's like, okay, well, this is a game that Danny got me, and it was one of the very few things that Danny got me that she got me kind of actually going, he's talking about that game. He's saying that he wants that game, and I think it was for my birthday. She's like, I'm gonna get him that game for his birthday. And goodness, well, maybe it was Christmas. I forget what it was. It was a holiday, and she got it for me. And I'm like, that's amazing. And that was one of the very few things that she was able to do. As I'm trying to choose my words wisely and carefully here, that was like all her. It wasn't like me trying to push, like, hey, you know what? I think you should get me this. It was just completely her. Like I was just talking about something one day, and she happened to remember it. Kind of like when Sue got us that one jacket back there. It's a sleeveless jacket, and she got it because she saw that we were looking at it one day, and she's like, I remember you guys were looking at that one day, and I was like, you know what? I should probably get that for him for Christmas. And when she got it, all like, all right, fine, 80 to 95% of us were like, wow. We don't get gifts. We don't really get gifts, not really. Especially gifts of any actual meaning or that are right. So like, for her to get something like this, I almost teared up. I was like, wow, that's just great. And I still have those freaking pictures I still have to do, and I definitely want to do that. I wanted to do it this weekend, but I can't. I can't. I don't even know if I can go down to Donna's this weekend, and I want to. I want to be able to actually hang out. Maybe you watch some anime, like me and Jen used to. Me and Jen, and this is gonna sound so stupid and fucking retarded. Jen is the sister of the guy who my wife slept with. It is weird and it's awkward and it makes me feel something horrible just thinking about that connection being so close and how Jen told me, and I'm like, no, I think you're wrong. You probably just heard things wrong. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. But we still managed to be friends, you know? So, don't think about it. Don't think about it. But me and Jen are just really good friends. We are, and we always have been. As a matter of fact, my days off, like oh, I'm gonna go hang out with friends. With me going down to Jen's place and we'll play Second Life, which was a computer game. Um, we would watch anime. We watched Soul Eater. She was the first one to show me what that was. I'm like, this is crazy. This is insane. Um, when we played video games, we played on the Xbox. She liked Call of Duty. I wasn't all that crazy about Call of Duty, but it was a friend that I could actually play with, and it was cool. It was safe. I didn't have to worry about anything. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about what Jen told me. What was I talking about? What was I talking about? I might just black out on that. I don't know. Um, nothing. I actually don't. Why do I feel so angry? I don't know. I'm playing Fortnite more, which is annoying, but it's not a bad pick up, play, and put down game. I still have to do my board, hence why it's not up there yet. I want to try to do it this week. It's the first week of the month. I might as well try to do it. I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow morning. I have most of my notes that I want to get, what I want to show Jason from the Service Access Management Agency, so I can go like, okay, this is what I'm working on. This is what I've done. What am I missing? So me and Natasha were supposed to hang out, but I have a feeling that it's not gonna really happen. Not, I'm once again not a dating thing, not at all. Just like the whole Donna thing isn't necessary. I'm not trying to date Donna per se. I mean, if it goes there, then it goes there, but that's not my intention. My intention is simply is just to be able to hang out with another Toei and another human, I guess. Granted, time and time again, there's always proof that we might be a little bit different. I don't know. I was talking to the kid today. That's why I can actually say this, and nothing running out of time. About ADHD, and I am always trying to be very careful of how I talk about how people parent, because every parent believes that they're doing the best that they can, and I've been in that seat, not just with parenting, just with anything. Like, oh, I'm doing the best that I can. Like, are you really? Are you exhausted every day from parenting, not from all the other shit that you do, but from parenting? Is my own self thought. Like, are you exhausted to the point where, like, and keep in mind, that's why I'm more or less hating myself for like my lack of motivation recently, because I am the kind of person that goes, in this world there's only 24 hours. Have you utilized all those 24 hours? And it's like, I guess I could have done better. My whole mentality of doing better. My biological mom messaged me. She's getting a rental house, about $20,000. It's like, oh, good for you. Good for you. I'm still trying to struggle. No, I'm not even struggling. I need to find the right place that I can get myself into. Matter of fact, I got paperwork for the area court apartments, kind of like government housing, but like nicer. I don't think it's run by the government either, so that might be a plus. I need to empty this out, but I need to fill that out. But it's a work in progress. But she's showing me this house that they're renting for like $20,000. I'm like, oh, good for you. Like, she's like, oh, you should come down and visit. I'm like, I don't even see my friends who live blocks away. What makes you think I'm going to travel all the way somewhere that I don't even know where that is? I don't know what I would do down there. Even Chuck's like, oh yeah, you should come with me to Reading or Oil City. I'm like, unless you got actual work for me to do, I don't see a reason for me to go down there. Except for the fact that like he needs a driver. And now if you need a driver, that's a reason for me to kind of go down there. I need to find a way to like work that through, work that stuff out. There's a lot of stuff I'm still working on. A lot of stuff that I still want to kind of get done. I still have yet to finish up my New Year's resolution video. Maybe I should make that goal this month. Finish up that video. It shouldn't take too long. Like I said, I'm up 3/4 of the way through. So if I just finish it up, I'm done. I'm done with it. I can be like, okay, I did that. I don't have to worry about it for another, well, 12 minus 3, 9 months. Hopefully next year I won't be as slackish about it. But once again, it's not like anybody looks at my page anyway. Not like anybody looks at my channel anyway. So I'm pretty good on that. I don't have to worry about that as much, like other people tend to. I don't know. But it's 2 o'clock. Don't let that fool you. Oh, sorry. Don't let that fool you. That's 10 minutes past and all kinds of wrong. Probably backwards to you guys anyway. But I probably should go. I've been talking about 44 minutes and 28 seconds. I'm looking at the clock and there's a delay there. So whenever the timer is, you know what the delay is. I talked enough anyway. I don't know what else to talk about that isn't gonna be too invasive. Like, I don't know who watches, and there's a point of me that like kind of doesn't care. I just need to talk, get things off my chest. Annette believes that the whole me going to court thing is gonna be a pretty big thing for me. Not because it's court. I can handle court. Court's not that big of a thing. It's her having to face her after everything, and her going in there like she's a victim, like she's the one that suffers PTSD, like she's the one that can't sleep at night. I don't sleep at night because of her. but I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not, because I cannot let that win. No, I gotta overcome that for Xavier, my son. So me and Donna, sorry, I'm always doing this, right? Me and Donna were talking about, well, I was asking her, like, how her relationship was with her daughter's father, and she was telling me that, like, yeah, he might be the name on the birth certificate, but he doesn't really act as the actual father figure slash dad that he's supposed to. And I told her, hey, I worry about the same thing all the time. I worry whether or not whatever person that Xavier's mother has around my son trying to be his father figure, because I know I've done that with a couple kids whose dad has also been, like, MIA, who also believe, I'm doing everything I can. It's the mom who's trying to be, like, difficult with me. And I don't want my son to feel that void of me is needed to be filled by somebody else. Is needed to be filled by me, and I want it to be filled by me. Which is why I'm going to court, which is why I took the parenting classes, why I'm learning more about ADHD and autism and children development. It's one of the reasons why I want to be a CPS, to still help people. He is the driving force of everything that I do. So, like, and I wrote that all to Donna, and like a couple hours later, I realized she hasn't replied. I'm like, all right, I probably just dumped a lot onto you. I'm sorry. She's like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't have my phone. I was watching a movie. I'm like, I've seen this song and dance before. I need to stop. I need to stop, because I am not. I don't think I'm anybody's really cup of tea. But after this sig, I'm going to bed. No, I'm not. I'm not tired. I know what's gonna happen if I try to go to sleep. I am going to be haunted again, and I don't have the energy for it tonight. I cannot keep being haunted by her all the time. I'll find something to do. Probably work on the board, clean up my room, something. Work on my activities I need to do this week. Something. And with Zach and Catherine leaving for Texas, my friends are going to Texas with Captain, their baby, and I'm just I'm gonna miss them while they're gone. It's only a small trip, 2 weeks, but they're like my best friends that I don't get to see as often as I want to, because I'm not. I need to learn to be more social. I don't know really how to be, and most of the people who I want to be social with don't want to be. And the people who want to be social with me, I don't want to be social with them, because I don't want to get too close, only to be burned again. I get burned a lot. I wish I got burned physically. I don't really get burned physically. But I get burned by people quite often. But it's okay. I don't winch about it anymore. I don't cry about it anymore. I just gotta go, well, that sucks. And then I realize the sun is setting and the moon is rising. And the day continues, even at night. Time doesn't stop, even for the brokenhearted. So, with that being said, I'll let you guys go. Well, I'll let me go from here. I'll let the camera go, because that's who I'm really talking to. I'm talking to myself on the camera because I have no one else to talk to. Because no one else. What else is anybody else really gonna say? Even my therapist lets me out early. I don't know. I'll figure it out, because the world still turns. Thanks. Thanks, camera, for being there. Good night.